Meanwhile, the Labour Party has now responded to the allegations of Professor Wole Soyinka. The party, in a statement issued by the National Publicity Secretary, Obiora Ifoh, accused the Nobel laureate of being blind to the truth. And they disagreed with his comments and personal opinions on the performance of the party during the 2023 general election. All right, and that's how we start off the program this morning. Professor Wole Soyinka was speaking in South Africa, where he made that declaration at an event titled The Lives of Wole Soyinka, a dialogue, and it was organized by a body called Africa in the World. Of course, this will not be the first time Professor Soyinka has spoken about the elections. Recall, shortly after Bola Ahmed Tinubu was announced as the winner of the presidential election, Ibrahim, we saw the reactions that came from the camp of the Labour Party, specifically the vice presidential candidate, Dati Ahmed, who was saying that the electoral body shouldn't have declared Bola Ahmed Tinubu the winner, and, making some controversial statements, talking about the judiciary, talking about the swearing in itself, not even that the swearing in or the inauguration of the president should not even hold. And, there were outrage. There was a lot of outrage regarding the type of comments that were said to have been attributed to Mr. Dati Ahmed. And the Professor Wole Soyinka, also spoke out that this was indeed shocking for a man of his caliber to come on national TV, and I dare say international TV, international platform, to make statements, denigrating the integrity of first the election and, of course, the judiciary, and, of course, the Constitution, which has already stated how, things should pan out constitutionally, especially on a crucial matter as presidential inauguration. But then he earned some knocks, or will I say the professor also got, many people on his side. There were also, supporters of the Labour Party who were, supporting the Labour Party and, denigrating Professor Soyinka. And now, with this comment, is sticking to his position that for a man, that's Peter Obi, to have come third in the election and to now come out, he says, deceiving his followers as to, what is staring him in the face. I wonder what you make of it, or what you are reading, from your end regarding the various diverse comments or reactions that have fallen from Professor Soyinka's latest statement.
It's never a dicey situation. It's something that is very clear, something that is glaring to every one of us. We know that Peter Obi did lose that election. In fact, he lost it gallantly. And it's so amazing the way people approach this, the way they allowed sentiment to overcrowd, their judgment, their thinking. Professor Wole Soyinka, we know he's a man of repute, international repute. He's not only known in Nigeria. In fact, we don't even revere him the way he's been respected on the international scene. What does this man want to gain? What does he have to lose when it comes to elections? An 89-year-old. This was the man who fought for the democracy. It was one of the ones who fought for the democracy we all enjoy today. We know what he faced during the military regime in Nigeria. We know what happened to him. We know how much he ran away on exile. This is someone who won 1986. He was awarded Nobel laureate and the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1986. Becoming Africa's first Nobel laureate in literature. So he has suffered incarceration, exile, and numerous assassination attempts under different Nigerian military dictators. So all of these things, I feel it's very good for us to sit down, think, not just approach issues with emotions. It's so painful that when you go on social media, you tend to be asking you're asking this question: is this a crop of Nigerian youth that we are breeding? The way they analyze issues, the way they won't engage you intellectually. By the time you give them superior arguments, they lash on you. They start criticizing you, they start abusing you, they start calling you all sorts of names. Imagine what they are saying about, Professor Wole Soyinka. But, one thing about him, they said, how did he know that he's a suspect? I read this, a comment, they said he's a suspect.
I saw that.
That how did he know that Obi lost the election? How did you know that the election was this and that? So it means that he must have, this is someone who...
He just said, we heard him say that after all, everybody knows the electoral monitoring team that he belongs
That's right.
to.
That's right.
So
there's Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalists.
We all know how revered that institution is.
That has trained more than 1,300 journalists in investigative reporting.
Not even just within the ranks of us media practitioners, but this is a formidable, every journalist, has to have heard of the WSSCIJ, and, this cropped, or it flows from the Wole Soyinka personality. So in terms of excellence, in terms of impact, that, cuts across not just the literary world, but even national development, like you said. His comments are obviously something that carry a lot of weight.
Right. Wole Soyinka's significance was explained in these terms, and I quote, in the course of the past 2 generations of Nigeria's history, no individual has epitomized the spirit of freedom than Wole Soyinka, who is unarguably the zeitgeist of Nigeria's post-independence challenge with freedom, writing, justice, humanity, and democracy. He himself says about himself that on all levels, humanity is involved, and wherever humanity is involved, that's my constituency. So it means that he speaks the truth. He is interested in the cause of justice. I love the fact that we have youth who seem to be political aware, but how well aware are they? Are they doing it right? You are asking for democracy, but then what you do is to abuse the elders. What you do is, if you want to disagree, beautiful. Freedom of speech, as a lawyer, you know that freedom of speech is there, but no one, your freedom of speech is guaranteed, but no one can guarantee your freedom after speech. What happened to the man? Do they think what they are doing in Nigeria currently, that they're enjoying the freedom of expression, a lot of that they're enjoying, they could enjoy it under the regime or even government of the old general who is now very good at, who realizes that he's very good at writing letters now? Or could they do that?
It flows from the sacrifices
you understand?
of long gone heroes, heroines, and even people who are still with us.
Definitely.
Whether we like it or not, that includes the likes of Wole Soyinka.
That's right. That's right. Go to what happened to the man in the United States who said he was going to kill Joe Biden. What happened to him?
All right.
So we should learn to approach issues, intellectually, engage people meaningfully, and when we are fighting for democracy, we should do it the best way.
Right.
Right.
Ibrahim, well, some things stand out for me, and that is in the issue that even if, or are we saying now that social media will now be the gauge for reactions? Yes, it's a fascinating field. You see all sorts there. From what I saw, I saw the knocks. But then I also saw what I would call, I want to believe that they too are young people.
That's right.
Who also, not exactly, they may not have agreed in entirety with Professor Soyinka, but they, at least they were cautious in their remarks. And there were people who outrightly stood with him. We know how diverse comments can be online.
Can I quickly chip in this, Kemi? There was a man I lodged with, he lodged in the same hotel with me, in the United Kingdom. He's a paramount chief, PC by Kompa Bomboli III. He was one of those who fought in Sierra Leone. His father fought the colonialists in Sierra Leone. He said, I read so many things on social media, especially during your electioneering. Is that the way you Nigerians behave now? I said, no, don't. It's just, it's just a miniature of, the entire population of the youth.
That may just live with us.
That
may just live with us, for a long time. Like an analyst said, the PDP that is supposed to give opposition or give the ruling party a run for its money at this time is not doing as much. And who knows? And Professor Soyinka said as much, that give it to the Labour Party candidates. Right. They've done what
honestly,
the PDP couldn't do. They've broken the ranks.
Gains. Yeah.
And, that is also a positive. That is also an endorsement, so to speak, of the value they bring to the system.
That's right.
It's very good to listen to Professor Wole Soyinka's speech in entirety, so that at least we can, have more context to his position and, balance out, final reaction to this. Of course, the conversation continues.